We're back like we never left. And our big question again is self-esteem important? Does it add value in our life? And the answer, and a very simple answer, is yes, indeed it does. Having a high self-esteem is like having a ride or die friend, having your best friend by your side, and it will help you navigate in your life. And that's why we want to see what are some of the exact contribution of self-esteem in our day-to-day activities. Number one, if you have self-esteem, boys and girls, guess what? Number one, it helps you boost your confidence. You see, even in class, there are those boys and girls, when you ask a questions or you ask any question, they are like, yeah, let me answer that. I can handle that. Let me do it as a matter of fact. Let me show them. They are screaming that, bring it on. It boosts their confidence. Let me tell you, boys and girls, some of these things I teach you like confidence. In life, you'd rather fail in your grades. And I know I'm saying something very big. And I'm saying this one on a recorded video. You'd rather fail on your grades but never fail in your confidence. As a matter of fact, confidence will open more doors than grades. Are we together? Confidence. So if you have self-esteem, it will open up doors of confidence. Number two, it will help you create positive relationship, good relationship, healthy relationships. A person who has high self-esteem, they are always in very healthy relationship. They create very healthy, very good, very interactive, very progressive, very beneficial relationship, very symbiotic relationship. So when you have self-esteem, you'll attract the right people in your relationship because you're a genuine person. They can be able to know the do's and the don'ts in that relationship because you will say. If they're hurting you, you will say. If you like something, equally you will say. You are not a hidden page. You are an open book. You are not a piece of darkness. You are a piece of light. Then that one will create very, very healthy relationship. Then something else is that it will create something called good performance. Good performance. When you have high self-esteem, or contribution of self-esteem is that you'll have good performance. Productivity. You'll increase your productivity level because you're not even afraid of making mistakes. You're like mistakes are part of learning. You don't cry over a missed chance. You strive with what you have at that particular time. You take everything as a positive challenge. All that add up to one thing. You will perform better in your studies, in everything. It will help what we call cope with challenges, resilience. It will boost, it will help you when coping with challenges. And a person who can be able to cope with challenges, we call him a resilient person. Some of you don't even go past a mistake. There is a mistake you did in grade 1 and you're regretting. You are regretting up to today. You are still attached to it. Then because you have low self-esteem. A person who has self-esteem high, they cope with challenges. Some of you, they cannot even concentrate in class because their parents are divorcing. Their parents are separating. They were not given A or B or C at home. You are even taking all your parents' baggage in your life. You cannot cope with a challenge. You cannot be able to differentiate what your mind can carry and what cannot carry. But when you have self-esteem, you can cope with challenges. You're like, there's nothing I can do about my mama, and there's nothing I can do about my baba, but what I can do, I can pray for them. That's what I can do. And you do not now carry that baggage. You can now navigate towards that challenge. You take it as a challenge, and positively. As much as they love you, doesn't matter if they are separating or divorcing. As much as they love you in different angles, in different places, that's all what matters. Of course, we would want all of us to live with both our parents, but sometimes it's not possible. So that's a challenge. You should be resilient. Let it not cripple you and your efforts and your education and your life, because that's their choice, that's not yours. That's a challenge to you, and you should be resilient enough to go past it. Boys and girls, another contribution of self-esteem, we shall say, it creates what we call emotional stability. Emotional stability. A person who has self-esteem has stable emotions. He can be able to balance his emotions. Even if there is something that needs a person to cry, even if he has to cry, he cries for a little while, he moves on. You want to be happy, he's happy for a while, then he can be able to balance the emotion. And balancing emotion is one of the biggest things and a requirement that are needed. And a person who has self-esteem, they can be able to balance the emotion, have very, very stable emotions. Sometimes you cannot even know they are going through a lot because they are not very emotional. But there are those ones who cry the whole day. Some 2 days. They are mad a whole month. That's not right. It doesn't matter. Even grief has stages. So we are talking about, if you have high self-esteem, if you have self-esteem, emotional stability is one of the fruits that you'll have to reap. The other one is physical health. Physical health. And mental health. They are big contribution of having high self-esteem. Physical health. You see, a person who has good physical health, you don't need anybody to tell you that they have high self-esteem. Because a person who has high self-esteem, boys and girls, they are very intentional. Even from what they eat, they don't do junks every day. Yeah, they do time to time, but not their main routine. Physical health. They do exercise. They do rope jumping. They do swimming. They do variety of sports, push-ups. They go to the gym. Physical health. You'll find that they are very healthy. And that is a very big contribution of high self-esteem. You will not find people with low self-esteem in the gym. No, you won't find that. When it comes to mental health, again, is about intentionality. What people with high self-esteem, they watch the right content, because what you watch goes to your mental. They don't watch dirty, erotic videos. You will not find them in very questionable sites. No, they watch good things. They read good books. They spend time with the good people. Thus, having something, then that one creates, builds, molds a good mental health. These are just some of the contributions. We have said that if you have high self-esteem, a contribution of self-esteem is that your confidence will be top-notch. Your relationship will be something to be studied. They will be very good. You'll have good performance because your productivity will be top-notch. Then they will help you. The self-esteem will help you be resilient. You'll be able to cope with challenges, either at home, at school, everywhere. You'll have what we call emotional stability, emotional well-being. Of course, we have said that it will also help you have a very good and physical healthy body and a mental or a healthy mind. So these are the contribution of self-esteem, and I want us to jump right away to what are the effects of an healthy self-esteem What are the effects of unhealthy self-esteem? What will happen if we do not have a healthy self-esteem? Effects of unhealthy self-esteem. What will happen? It will be basically the opposite of the contribution. Number one, you will have what we call poor relationships. Poor relationships. You will struggle to maintain good relationship. You will fall out with so many people. You will hurt so many people. And that will create very, very big problem when it comes to you and maintaining and creating relationship. Something else that will follow you like a curse is poor performance. Poor performance. You will not be able to be good in performance. At school, you'll even contemplate school dropout. Leaving school. You will not like school. You will not like teachers. You will not like learning areas. You will not like anything. You will not be productive. That is not something that you will enjoy doing. Schooling and other activities will sound like a punishment to you because you have low self-esteem. Then another thing is you'll have what we call social isolation. Social isolation. Social isolation basically means that you will prefer to be alone most of the time. You not like to mingle, to cooperate, to teamwork, to play with the others. You'd like an environment where you are left alone. And we say no man is an island. So it will be a long, boring life for you. That is why having low self-esteem, I deem it like you punishing yourself, because you'll have what we call social isolation. Then you'll have what we call emotional distress. Emotional distress. Your emotions will not be stable. You'll not be able to control your emotions. You'll be sad most of the time. You'll be on the negative most of the time. You will not feel even the urge of living this life. You'll feel overwhelmed with emotions most of the time. And that one will take us to another very negative effect of unhealthy self-esteem, is that you will contemplate something called self-harming behavior. Self-harming behavior. You might engage in self-harming behavior, including suicide. You'll contemplate killing yourself, taking your own life, doing drugs. You'll engage even in so many bad things in the name like you want even to punish yourself. That is because you have self-esteem. You throw tantrums, you'll beat your head against the wall and you're hurting yourself. That's self-harming behavior. They are brought about by having unhealthy self-esteem, boys and girls. When you have unhealthy self-esteem, then you'll have what you lower your confidence. Your confidence will disappear. You can't face the world. You can't talk on behalf of yourself. You'll be a victim of your own self and your own choices, because you cannot defend yourself. You cannot speak on behalf of yourself. It lowers confidence. You cannot be able to deal with challenges. It reduces your resilience. It reduces your resilience. I have already said resilience is ability to cope with challenge. When you have unhealthy self-esteem, you cannot cope with any challenge. It doesn't matter. Even if you don't have a pencil, you cannot be able to borrow a pencil or even tell your parents to buy your pencil. You are unable to talk yourself. You are unable to say anything. You do not have everything. Anything is a challenge. You can't even say, teacher, may I go to the washroom? I'm pressed. You'll be on yourself. Everything feels like a mountain to climb to you. And it's not a good thing. When you have low self-esteem, you lack motivation. Lack of personal motivation. You are not motivated to do anything, not even to challenge yourself or to move from one level to the other. You feel empty. You feel deprived. You feel scarce. You feel deficient. You are not motivated. You even question your own existence. You question the existence of education and family and everything. You lack motivation. Boys and girls, having low self-esteem is a curse. And that curse can only be lifted by ourselves and nobody else. And nobody else. And finally, when you have unhealthy self-esteem, you normally have what we call negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. What all you do to yourself is talk ill of yourself. All you do is bring yourself down. All you do is disregard yourself. All you do is becoming enemy of yourself through what you say about yourself. Negative self-talk, boys and girls. These are the effects of unhealthy self-esteem. If you don't have self-esteem, your relationship will be pathetic. Or your relationship with your father, your mother, with your sister, with your teachers, with your friends will be very much pathetic. Poor performance. You will not perform well at school, at home, anywhere you not perform. Even at the moment you get to the work life, you will still struggle. You will be sacked from one job to another. You will be hopping from one place to another because of poor performance. Social isolation. The world is a social place. The world is a social place, and if you prefer to be alone, then not unless you shift to Mars or Jupiter or Saturn or Uranus, and as for this world, then it will give you a lot of pain, because life is not isolated. Life is social. Life is teamwork. It's cooperation. It's unity. Emotions, managing your emotion will be a very, very big threat to you and to the others. You will contemplate harming yourself, which is a very bad thing. It will lower your confidence, as I have said. It will reduce your coping mechanism of challenges. That is, it reduces your resilience. It will reduce, and you lack motivation, and it will crown it all with negative self-talk every day. Boys and girls, it is my prayer that you will go through this not for grades, but for yourself, because you are destined for greatness. Remember, I believe in you. Believe in yourself. Until next time, that has been your captain, the one and the only, Mr. Felipe Esperanza de los Monteros from San Pedro de las Peñas. Peace and out.